far back as I can remember, I had music in my head, melodies, listening to the birds, like looking up at the birds and listening to them and hearing their songs. And then by the time I was 3, I was already singing Beatles songs and getting up on the piano, on our family piano, and trying to play what my older sister was playing. And that's when my parents kind of realized, like, oh, he's really got an affinity for learning instruments and making music. So they got me lessons at the Cincinnati Conservatory of Music. I had several teachers, and it was this teacher named Dijou. He was a very fanatic music teacher. I mean, he would slam the piano down and pretend like he was going to smash my fingers when I made mistakes, but I loved it and always laughed and had a great time at those. And that was a really good foundation because he really taught me a lot about theory and just the foundations of music and finding key and finding interesting places to go with the songs and just teaching me basic music. My next teacher was a man named Cliff, who was, played in the 60s in all these bands. He taught me how to improvise and honed that within me for several years. By the end of that stint, I'd been training in piano for a long time. I played music every day, but the problem was that I wasn't playing the music that my teacher wanted me to practice or play. I was just playing whatever I wanted and making my own stuff up, learning the songs I liked. That's when I and my parents both figured out that it was, going to lessons and learning strict rules about music was not, where I needed to be. And then just naturally, I got into rock and roll because I was already into rock and roll. My dad would play me AC/DC, rock and roll all the way from 50s all the way to the 80s. So naturally, guitar started getting on my radar, watching Jimi Hendrix videos, watching Stevie Ray Vaughan. And my dad was really into that again. My dad's a big influence, if you couldn't already tell. He was very supportive. He'd buy me instruments. He would help in any way he could make it better for me. I picked up the guitar at 10. He got me like a $50 guitar to start off with, and then once I got into it, he got me a 1989 Fender Stratocaster. Still have it today, still play it. We still use it for our shows sometimes. It's a great guitar. And that just kickstarted. Him getting me a nice guitar, I think, put more pressure on me. I practiced every day. I started learning the blues, and then I became one of the better guitarists at my age. And so my parents signed me up for School of Rock up in Mason, Ohio. And that changed everything.